I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome back to another classic movie review, and today we're going to be talking about another silent movie. There's quite a few on my channel currently. There's Metropolis, The General, and Sunrise already on my channel. But today we're talking about a Charlie Chaplin movie, and that is City Lights. Now City Lights, for many, is Charlie Chaplin's greatest film, his greatest mixture of pathos and humour, and it is his most treasured work. And going into this movie I was expecting greatness, and what I got was greatness. This is definitely Charlie Chaplin's greatest film. And I've seen The Kid and Modern Times so far. I want to see Gold Rush and The Circus and The Great Dictator, a few other of his films. However, this, for me, so far is the best of his films, because I love The Kid because I think it has great emotion. His love for the child is very pure, and it has some hilarious scenes in it. Specifically, the entrance of the tramp in the film and the finding of the kid is a hilarious sequence. I think it's brilliant. And Modern Times is a thoroughly entertaining movie throughout. Even if it doesn't quite have the emotion of the kid, it is probably a more well-rounded film. So, going into this movie, I was hoping for a mixture of both, and what I got was exactly that. Firstly, the humour is as you would expect from Chaplin. It's fantastic. It's brilliantly smart slapstick, fabulously choreographed, and really well done. I really enjoyed these scenes. But I also really enjoyed a lot of the emotion throughout the film. I think my favourite, obviously the film, if you don't know, is about Charlie Chaplin's iconic character, the tramp, who falls in love with a blind girl who sells flowers. And while doing this, he becomes friendly with a suicidal millionaire who he finds one night trying to kill himself in the river. And in a hilarious scene, he saves him. And from that moment on, he becomes friends with him. However, every time that he meets and is friendly with the millionaire, he is always drunk. And every time that the millionaire wakes up in the morning, he doesn't know who the tramp is. He has no idea who he is, and he throws him out every morning. And one day, he, while still drunk in the morning, tells Chaplin's character that he can take his car. And on that day, he takes the blind girl back to her house. And by doing this, she starts to think that he's rich. And a series of circumstances happen where you realise that she is behind on her rent, and the tramp tries his hardest to try and earn the money from working and boxing to get the money together to try and help her out and get her out of this situation. Which leads to some of the most hilarious scenes in this movie. I mean, the boxing scene is absolutely iconic, and it is truly slapstick at its greatest. This is Chaplin's funniest scene. It's so goddamn good. It's so funny and so well choreographed and so hilarious. I enjoy everything about it, from the build up to it, with the black guy and his rabbit's foot, which turns out to not be so lucky after all, and then the entire boxing scene itself, which is just a brilliant scene. But what I do love as well about this film is that Chaplin always has something else to say. However much I enjoy The General by Buster Keaton, and however modern it feels compared to Chaplin's work, and however brilliant the stunt work is, I always feel like Chaplin in his movies has something else to say. Like in Modern Times, where he shows the sheep going out of the pen at the beginning of Modern Times, and then cuts it with the people coming out of a subway station, and shows how the sort of humans are becoming like animals and being herded into certain places. And I like how he sort of, his insight into what his human insight is, and I always enjoy that. And I enjoy specifically in this movie how we have a perception of people, and how the rich man always, when he's drunk, is completely different to the tramp when he's sober, and kind of lives up to his social standard when he's sober, and treats him like a nobody. And how he falls in love with the blind woman, not because she's blind, and in spite of that, he accepts her imperfection, and he loves her despite this. and in one of the greatest and most emotional endings in any film, she accepts him too, because while he's looking for a way to get the money to help her with her rent, he realises that there is an experimental treatment to solve her blindness, and in a hilarious scene at the millionaire's house, he does manage to get the money to fund that, even if he does go to jail doing it. And in a brilliant scene when he gets out of jail, she can see now. She has a flower shop of her own, and he goes there, and she finds him, and she realises it's him, and at that moment, she is shocked, but she accepts him, because just like he accepted her, because now she can see what sort of woman would she be if she wasn't brave enough to love him despite his imperfection, because he loved her despite her blindness. And what sort of woman would she be if she didn't love him despite his social standard? And that is such brilliant storytelling, such brilliant, you know, examination of humanity, I think, in this movie. And it has so much more to it than just the entertaining humour and the pathos. It has a lot of deep emotional penetration in this movie, and I feel like it really hits you on an incredible emotional level. And I think this is what makes City Lights the best Chaplin film, and right up there with Sunrise as one of the best silent films. It might not be as ambitious as Sunrise in its camera movement and its overall flair as a filmmaker, but in Chaplin's own genius, this is the purest, this is the most pure evidence of Chaplin's genius, and it's a fantastic movie, and I would really recommend City Lights, and I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. So there you go. That is my review of City Lights. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, drop your comments down in the section below. What is your favourite Charlie Chaplin movie? It's definitely City Lights for me now. What's your favourite silent film? That's between Sunrise and City Lights for me. So, yes. So, also, I've got Twitter and Instagram links down in the description below. I would really appreciate if you follow me. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.